Hey everybody, and welcome to another video critique. This time around we're looking at Marilyn Harrison's work, and yeah, I just wanted to start out on this page um, and just say, this is not necessarily important. If you just shot 4 different views of your main street, that's fine. Really, I should have just changed the wording on this because I don't want you to think like, oh, just stand in one spot, shoot like north, south, east, west. If you did that, that's fine. I mean, I think that now that I'm looking at this, it does look a little confusing. But it sounds like a lot of you get the right idea. I'm seeing a lot of, variety of images, not just standing in one spot. But yeah, so figure out what's neutral in your images, and yeah, do corrected and uncorrected. Hopefully, you guys all went and watched the color by the numbers demo that I put in there. Just was hoping that that would be helpful. If you can identify, again, sort of a key, a neutral area of your image, then you can use that to sort of neutralize the whole thing, which is sort of what we were going for here. So let's look at Marilyn's images. So these are the uncorrected images. And again, we'll just look at them as images, and then we can sort of flip back and forth and do a little compare and contrast as to how well she found the gray point. Oh, I just noticed there's a guy in a t-shirt right here. Yeah. Anyway, I like, maybe this is just a small thing, but I like that you started out with a big, graphic element that says City of La Grande, hub of Northeast Oregon. It's like, if we start with these two images that really kind of locate us, like that. I'm really enjoying this. I think this is a cool sign. I think everything, there's a lot of things here that are really kind of working, ignoring that, of course. So I like the sort of hand-painted quality of this sort of, the little, they're not artifacts, because that would be, something from inside your camera. They're like, little leftovers, sort of line of paint here, it's sort of, I don't know, it feels cool to me, feels interesting. I'm liking this as well. Let me see. Teddy's dog grooming. I'm just sort of enjoying a lot of the graphic elements they used here. This is also kind of cool. I feel like looking at this, maybe more. This looks like a 20, 35 millimeter. I think that for this you want like a 50 millimeter or above. So I feel like with all these sort of geometric shapes that you have in the image, square, 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 that you want it to be that you kind of don't want the slight distortion that a wider angle will give you. I like this. I really like that light. You're sort of shooting into the direction of the sun, so you get this kind of nice halo around everything, and these cool shadows that are coming at you as the viewer. But you're in the open shade, and you're metering for the open shade, so like, these kind of get bright. Cool graphic element there. This I also just like randomly that it says gifts right here, and again, nice lighting. My only thing would be, one, push this just a hair to the left, recompose it just a hair like there, and possibly wait for that car to go away. Assuming that's not parked. It looks like it's just in the intersection. But I love this. I love the quality of the light here. Really nice. Yeah. I'm digging that. Oh, sorry guys. It's funny, I live in kind of a small town, and our main street has a lot of Oops. Anyway, our main street has a lot of stuff like this, and like yeah, sort of these old buildings from. You see it in a lot of like western and midwestern towns, sort of buildings that were, yeah, like this. You know, you see like the old painted things on the brick. I feel like I've been to your town before. I'm pretty sure I have. Again, it's just sort of like these little touches that you have in there, and then this is always sort of cool. But again, I feel like I like this, but I feel like the thing to do here would be to be more on the level of this and be shooting straight ahead and sort of, you know, something like this. You want it like really frontal and really direct, and then you sort of, you know, it becomes more about the difference between this and this and this. Alright, so here are her corrected images. So what we're just going to do just a little bit here is something that you see me doing a couple other ones, just flip back and forth. So here are corrected, and there are their uncorrected counterparts. So if you want to do it the other way now, there you go, see? Do this. So corrected, uncorrected. So you can see she definitely, especially in this first two, really on all three of these, I'm going to flip back again, you'll see, opened it up quite a bit. So uncorrected, corrected. Opened it up quite a bit. It's definitely, in these ones, it's doing some good. Here, it's good, but it's almost too much in some of these areas. But yeah, I would say overall, definite improvement here. So let's try once again. So we'll go here. Right. So corrected, uncorrected. I do like this. Although I feel like it sort of loses a little bit of the drama that you have when it's like really, well, yeah, but like when it's really, really, when it's more contrasty. Like this is very contrasty. I don't feel like this is too dark. You know, with more contrast comes more drama. Yeah, I mean, this is not, nothing wrong with this. It just, I like that. That was a hit. It was a, you know, sort of touch more dramatic. Same thing here. And it could be, you know, when you lighten them, that you just maybe want to hit it with just a hair of contrast, just like a tiny bit of contrast and a tiny bit of saturation to sort of compensate for, you know, as you're lightening, sometimes things get just a hair washed out. Okay, so let's try. Oh, that wasn't a perfect one-to-one there. Let's see. I really like this blue sky. I feel like that's really nice blue. Yeah, this is okay. I feel like in this and the original, like you metered for this, which should be fairly dark. Like it got a little overexposed because you metered for this to make it a midtone when it really should be on the low end of midtone, high end of shadow, and that kind of makes like you lose detail here. Like everything else looks brighter because this should ideally be kind of dark. It's just a little bit, its value is a little bit higher than what this looks like in the world, just sort of throwing off the other stuff. Yeah. this is good. I thought this overall was a pretty good assignment. Here's a good thing. So I feel like this is a big improvement because this shadow was too dark in the other one. But here's a good place where you could do some local correction. So you get this the way you want it, and then you mask out this part. Or you can even open it in Photoshop. You go to your layers palette where these live, and then this layer that you put this on, you click on the layer mask, which is that small white box that's just to the right of the layer, and you can paint in there. You can paint on your image, and it will, as long as you have that selected, it'll darken in there. So it's basically you're making a layer mask, and you're bringing back some of the value here. I realized I just went through that super fast. So if you did not get what I said and you are curious to learn more about it, email me and we can definitely, or phone me and we can definitely talk about it. If you feel like you're pretty much right there, you were with me, you understood, don't worry about it. But that's just, a thing that another thing that you could do to that image. So most successful, least successful. I thought that both of these are really successful, and I've kind of talked about it. Most successful, bam, right there. Like it. I think it's really cool. A lot of great stuff going on there. And, a lot of these are really good. I would say that least successful would be something like this. It's not necessarily anything bad about it. It's fairly well exposed. I just feel like it needs something else. Like a lot of the stuff that's going on is kind of in the distance, and you sort of have these elements, these leading lines here, sort of pushing you back in there. But I feel like it needs, this is fairly. There's not a lot going on in this part of the frame. Like maybe if these tree branch shadows were, more active within the frame, like felt like they were doing more, kind of pushing your eye back, or if you're a little bit closer, so that the action didn't feel like it's kind of far away. I just feel like there's an element, like there could be another element to really kind of bring it all together. So yeah, we have now come to that part of the video critique where I swivel my head all around the room and look for something. And okay, the word that you should post beneath the link to this video on the class discussion boards is pellet gun, as in, like an air rifle that shoots little metal pellets. Alright, thanks for watching everybody, and I'll see you next time.